Marissa Rothenbaum of Banfield Pet Hospital. Welcome to Lesson 1 of Banfield Pet Academy, The Language of Pets. Today we're going to talk about how pets can express their feelings even though they can't use words. And I'll even introduce you to my own dog, Ripley. Good girl. This is Ripley. Good helper. Yeah. All right. We're going to send Ripley off and we'll get started. We're going to talk a little bit about how you approach a pet using Ripley, my own dog, as a model. We'll get to that later. But before we do that, let's talk about how you can tell what a pet might be thinking. So you know, before you even get close to a pet, if it's a wise idea to ask the owner if you can approach that pet. So even though pets can't talk, they tell us a lot about what they're feeling. And it takes some degree of learning for us to be able to recognize signs, which in animal language might be very clear that they're uncomfortable, but take a little bit of us learning to really recognize those subtle changes in a pet's behavior. I have a series of cards here that demonstrate different emotions or visible signs of how a dog might be feeling, or dogs and cats might be feeling. And let's talk through those and see if you can recognize whether a pet is comfortable or stressed. Here's the first one. And hopefully you can see this well. But we've got this little chihuahua here. This chihuahua is baring its teeth, and I imagine it's probably growling as well. Its lips are lifted. Do you think that this pet is happy or stressed? Stressed. You might think twice about even asking this pet's owner if you should approach. Or if this is your own pet, you should consider stepping away, stopping whatever it is that you might be doing, because your pet is trying to tell you that it's not happy. Next, we have this larger dog here. And look at the position of this dog's head. This is one of those ones that's going to be a little harder to read if you're not paying close attention to the dog's behavior. The head's down, the ears are down, and it looks like it might be licking its lips, and it's looking a little bit hunched. The other big tell here is that tail. If you look at that tail, that dog's tail is low. It's not quite tucked all the way under, but it's not sitting comfortably and relaxed. Most dogs' tails are either going to go what we call parallel with the dog's body in a relaxed position, or in some cases, like Ripley, their tails curl up, and that's the normal position for them. So when the tail's down, you can tell that maybe that dog's not very comfortable. So what do you think? Is this dog happy or stressed? That's right, stressed. We should probably think twice about approaching this dog, or we should make sure that we're using our skills to approach this dog safely and slowly. Next, we have this little corgi. What do you think? Is this dog happy or stressed? Looks pretty happy to me. Comfortable ears are upright, and for corgis, they always stick straight up, so that's an easy thing to look at. Mouth is open and a nice relaxed smile, and his tongue is hanging out. Sitting, looking like he's probably waiting for a treat or something. This would be a great dog to approach if the dog's parent said it was okay. Now, let's talk cats. Now, how do you think this cat feels? Is this cat happy or stressed? That's right. This cat isn't fully stressed, but isn't exactly happy either. This cat is showing you some signs that it might take some getting to know them and some careful approaching for them to be comfortable. You've got a slight hunch to the cat's back, and the tail is up, which in cats is a little bit more of an alert sign. And the cat's ears are slightly pinned back. Again, a very subtle change, and you'd want to look carefully and approach slowly if you were to see this pet. And here's a little dog, and this is a really important thing, especially for us smaller children. As they're going to meet new dogs, you want to be aware of this type of behavior before you approach a dog as well. So do you think this pet is happy or stressed? Stressed. So this dog is showing some signs that might indicate that you should be very cautious approaching this pet. Very subtle. We haven't quite gotten to that first Chihuahua example where it's baring its teeth, but this Chihuahua, this long-haired Chihuahua, may not be far from that. We've got another hunch posture, tail is down low, and you can see very carefully though, or closely, it might be hard to see, you can see the whites of the dog's eyes around the brown part, which is called the iris. Those are called whale eyes, and that's another sign of stress. This pet is feeling potentially a little bit threatened, and you'd want to be very careful approaching this pet. Now we've got this tiny kitten. Now, how do you think this kitten feels? Happy or stressed? Happy. This cat is so comfortable. It's sleeping comfortably. It's resting. It's not on alert. So this is a sign of a relaxed cat. However, you probably wouldn't want to sneak up on this cat and scare it. So always approach slowly and cautiously, and always ask the pet's owner to make sure that it's okay to approach before you do so, even if they look happy and relaxed like this one. Well, I'm here now with my dog Ripley, and she's going to help us talk a little bit about how to approach a new dog. Come here. And we had talked a little bit about ear and tail position, and she's a really good model for some of those things. Hopefully you can see her well. Sometimes as a black dog, it's hard to get her to show up on video. But you can see right now her focus is on me. She knows what I have in my hand. Her ears are pretty far forward. Every now and then you might see them flip backwards. She's listening. She knows that my husband and son are playing outside, and she knows that she's not doing a good job of protecting them, which she thinks is her job all the time, even when we're home and we're safe. But when she looks at me, you can see those ears are up, they're forward. She's alert, but she's comfortable. The other thing that you can see is her body language, and hopefully you can see all of it. She's currently laying with her elbows square on the ground, but that back of her body, she's tipped sideways, she's relaxing onto one hip. She's comfortable. She's not in a position where she's going to get up and run away, or she needs to be able to react quickly. She is relaxed. The other cool thing about Ripley, come here, that helps us know how she's feeling is that tail. Come here, come closer. Come here. Stand up. See if we can get her to cooperate. You can see her tail naturally has a curl to it, and it sits up. And that's her happy tail. I can always tell if she's feeling stressed if I don't see, come here, what's along the bottom of her tail, she's got a little strip of light brown or blonde. If I don't see the blonde underside of her tail, I know that she's not feeling very comfortable. And Ripley has a lot of anxiety, so it's not uncommon for us to see that part of her tail go away, and it's a really nice way for us to help manage when she's feeling uncomfortable. So let's talk about approaching a dog you don't know. And this is a very false scenario because Ripley knows me very well. We've had her for 3 years now, yes, and she's a big part of our family, and she trusts me, but I'm still going to act as though I haven't met her before. So first of all, when you're meeting a dog you don't know, you should never approach them straight on like this and come right at them. Give them the space to come to you. The other important thing is the position of your body. You should be turned sideways. When you crouch down low and turn sideways, you're minimizing the amount of forward sort of challenging that you're doing with a dog. If you turn sideways and look this way, you can also easily hold your hand out for them to start to smell. And Ripley's a little closer to me than I'd want, but I only have so much room to shoot before you start to see the rest of my office, which is not as clean as the couch. But I'm going to hold my hand out like this, and she can start to get to know me, approach me. The other thing that I'm doing is I'm loosely making a fist. I'm not sticking my fingers out, just in case she is going to try to bite me. They're protected behind the bones of my hand. It also gives me the opportunity to back away really quickly because I'm crouched, but I'm staying on my feet. It's very important, and we as in the veterinary industry are always very careful that when we're in a room with a dog, especially when we don't know very well, we don't sit all the way down. Because if Ripley were to charge at me right now, it's going to take me a little while to get back up, get my feet under me, and stand up. But if I'm crouched like this, I'm already ready to stand up if I need to. And lastly, let's talk about giving treats. Now, when giving treats, some dogs, even if they're friendly, can be really excited about treats and can accidentally bite you. So when you're presenting a treat to a dog, you should not hold it out like this because they could bite your fingers. Instead, put it in the palm of your hand. You can hold on to it with your thumb initially, but when it gets closer to the dog, roll your thumb off and offer it on a flat palm, flat open palm. That's good. Did you like that treat? Thanks again for joining us for Banfield Pet Academy. We'll see you soon.